let's get into spoilers.
Okay.
Essentially, because that's what a lot of people are upset about. I'm in a lot of Alien Facebook fan groups, and it's just they're so mad about the ending. So we are getting into spoilers for Alien Romulus now. So the end, that felt like a tribute to two of the Alien movies, Resurrection
Prometheus
and Prometheus. Yeah.
Yes.
So it looked a bit like the Resurrection thing with the things on the back, but the face was more like
Oh,
the
the giant
Prometheus.
alien that she gives birth to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
The
jumping ahead.
humanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and that's kind of what I'm talking about. They could have cut.
I think something weirder should have just come out of the girl, and then Rain could have just killed it right away. We didn't need the whole,
Chase.
it mimicked the end of Alien, where we think she's safe, right? And then all of a sudden the alien's in the corner, she gets into the spacesuit.
At the end of Covenant, they get back on the ship and they blow her out the airlock.
The shower, yeah.
Yes, the shower scene, yes.
The shower scene, yeah.
So yeah, but I mean so Isabel Merced gets into the sleep pod, they put her to sleep. She has injected herself with some of the black goo from Prometheus and Covenant, thinking that it will help her.
Early form of, I guess Prometheus is before, but
right.
Continue, sorry.
Yeah, so she injects herself thinking it'll heal her. She's been injured. She's been captured by one of them. And they put her in the sleep pod and say, like, all right, you'll be fine. This will keep you alive until we get to where we're going, and then we'll heal you. And then all of a sudden the sleep pod blinks and saying, we can't put her in cryostasis. She's hurting, and she gives birth in a very bloody way to a little seed that grows into this giant humanoid alien. So for the movie, we've been seeing xenomorphs, and then we see this humanoid-looking one that is just hideous.
Yeah, and we get hints throughout the movie that they've. Okay, well, let me start from the beginning.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, we see a spaceship. We don't know who's on the ship or whatever, but we see a ship going through the debris of the Nostromo from the first movie, and they find the alien that Ripley had shot out of the airlock.
What's it encased in?
So it's actually interesting because I've read some of the canon Alien books, and in one of them they found aliens that had been there for like thousands of years, and they had like cocooned like to survive. Like that's like and they kind of used that in this movie.
Got it. Okay.
So basically it was its cocoon, and it was still alive and kind of wreaked havoc on the station. The station was kind of a little nod to the video game Alien Isolation, which is one of the scariest video games I've ever played, and people want that made into a movie, but we almost kind of got it here.
But you were saying they were nodding or making hints to her giving birth to an alien?
No, I just meant, so they use the alien from the first Alien movie, and they're taking samples of it using its blood, and they on this lab, and they've been creating face huggers.
Yeah.
And working on other stuff, injecting into rats. At one point we see, which I thought was really cool, this, it looked like something had been given birth and there was half like rat hair on it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was good. And then we see a rat like get like chest bursted at one point. So I thought they did some cool stuff there, and that I would like to spend more time almost in there.
Another little nitpick I have with it is in the beginning when we're seeing Kaylee Spaney, or we're seeing Rain go to the Department of Minor Affairs, where she's going to go say, hey, I've worked enough, I need to get off this planet.
Yeah.
She's walking with David and her android brother, and she's like having to hold him close to her because he's almost as if he's mentally disabled or like has the age of a child. But then she just leaves him outside when he could have come with her inside. Yeah, he could have just been there, or she could have just been, when she got to the window, say, okay, just stand behind me. But she's like, all right, I'll be a while. Just stay out here and don't get into trouble. Yeah. And then you're like Stephen King style bullies come up to her and start pushing him around and beat him up to the point where he like restarts. So
yeah.
So I thought that was a little weird.
And we get a lot of that like with him, but like he's
totally capable.
Yeah, he's like the most interesting character in this, and watching what he does, and because he has this change where she takes a Weyland Yutani chip and puts it into his brain.
Yes.
He becomes part of the, what does he always say, for the company.
Everything. The company now is his top priority.
Yes,
prime directive.
Company, he always says this now, and like, so they brought back Ian Holm as Ash, but
Or
not really
Rook?
Ash,
Why were they calling him Rook?
because he wasn't really Ash. That was his name in Alien.
Oh,
It was a different robot,
Android. Gotcha.
android.
Okay.
But obviously the androids at that time looked like
Oh,
Ian
right.
Holm or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
I don't know why they wouldn't have just got like Lance Henriksen. He's still alive. He who played Bishop in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It could have been him, and nobody would have had a problem, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have
Um,
a problem, and you think the CGI wasn't that great?
it was okay at times, and other times, like, it was as good as I think we're gonna get that kind of CGI.
So the reason it worked for me is because I thought like, oh well, this guy is an android, so of course
Yeah.
his face is jerky movements and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought like that's a good enough excuse to let this work.
Me
Because
too.
you're right, it is a little janky looking when he speaks and stuff, but I thought the use of him was pretty good in that he wasn't totally evil. He was really just
Yeah.
for the company, and we needed like so when they were asking him questions, he wasn't evasive. He told them the answers. Like
Mhm.
you know, they easily could have been like he could have been mysterious with his answers. What does that mean? You know,
Yeah.
or he could have said the thing like, "Well, just wait till you meet her," and
Right,
then
yeah.
you know, like I hate when
Yeah, it was more him than it was Mother in this, and whereas like
Yeah.
we've had ones where it's more Mother, and that has also kind of happened in a book as well. So I feel like where Ash was the big bad and had control of the ship, kind of
an alien.
in one of the books I read.
Okay.
That is apparently canon to the franchise, but yeah, I just this like all the stuff in the room with the water and they're dropping. That was so tense, and they're like
Yeah.
swimming and jumping on faces, and they're actually ripping them off. I'm like,
Yes, I like that they
because
were able to defeat
me
him
too.
sometimes.
They were like winning. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
they're kind of winning.
Yep.
Against these face huggers.
I like them. I like the clever use of turning off the gravity generator so when they kill them, their
acid.
blood acid doesn't just fall through and create decompression.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was some thought put into each scene. It felt like, you know.
That's why I just don't. I am personally like the ending doesn't like if I have issues with the ending and a couple other little things, but overall I had a really great time.
Good.
So
Me
it's
too.
like if those I don't understand people who are like, wow, as soon as I saw that thing, the movie was garbage. I'm like,
Yes,
well,
a lot of people said that. I heard someone say that too.
but anyways, let us know what you think about the. I know my friend Bruce Perky, he saw it, he didn't like it. There's a couple in the group that really loved it, so I think it's just all over the board. So that's why I'm hoping it has legs. You know,
I do too. And so it has a 3.7 on Letterboxd, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be giving it 4 stars out of 5. What about you?
I have it at 4. But see, Prometheus has grown on me over time. Covenant has grown on me over time. I could see this being a 4.5 for me. I'd like to see it again. Hopefully, drive 45 minutes and see it in IMAX, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But
All right. Yeah, you got the memorabilia for it.
yeah. So,
Oh, and I got a couple things. I'll send you eventually the Wayland Corporation pin and or the pin and then sticker.
that's so cool. Thank you. I will
of
pay you
course.
for the shipping.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can pay for the shipping, I guess. But yeah, so that's Alien Romulus. I would say go see it if you have ever liked an Alien movie. I'd say this is totally worth seeing.
And I'm sorry, we've been talking about it for a while. I know people are probably like, go on, get on with it. But I didn't hate the lines. The one that David said was, or Andy said, the android, you know, get away from her. And then she like stumbles, like, you bitch. It almost felt like he'd heard it before from Ripley, and like he's copying her, but like he never could have heard it from Ripley.
Yeah, right.
So
it felt very fan service, and that's where I was saying my crowd was like, "Woo, go!" And I'm like, oh, "Come on."
We all laughed.
He had said it earlier in the movie, or he heard someone else earlier in the movie say it, but it was like, and he paused between "you bitch" and kind of not looked at the camera, but like turned his head. It was very, very fan service moment, and so that stuff just either works for you or it doesn't.
And he jumped on that alien, and there was no blood. Like I don't know how he didn't get hurt.
He jumps on and is shooting it in the head.
Yeah. Okay, and he's going down.
As he's going down. But you're right. That probably should have had some splatter on him.
Yeah, there was a lot less splatter, except for that one guy who was killed all by splatter.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty cool. Fede Alvarez definitely gives us the same horror, like similar to what he gave us in 2013's Evil Dead. Like he goes hard.
Oh yeah. It's pretty bloody and it's good. It's real gory. I liked it.
Yeah.